On this week's road trip close to home, we're off to where the grass is always greener.
And enjoy yourselves and do all the things you would do when you are at a wedding or at the beach or at a getaway, but right here in the city.
Plus, peeking in on the lifestyles of the rich and famous.
You see this lovely exterior, you see the ground floor of the house, you see the inner garden and the wonderful view from the west terrace.
And yes, the world is your oyster.
The more oysters we have in the water, the more it cleans our water.
Ready for a road trip?
Rah!
Come on, let's go.
Oh, that's too funny.
Hello and welcome to Road Trip. I'm Shannon Lanier. It's time to find a nice comfy spot for you to just relax for the next few minutes because we are going to go on some adventures close to home. So if the world is your oyster, then Connecticut may be the pearl. Photojournalist Laura Goliath takes us on our oyster trail with farms, shops, and restaurants serving these delights on the half shell.
Connecticut is the Napa Valley of oysters. We have some of the greatest oysters in the world here.
What we're doing right now with the Connecticut Oyster Trail is we're giving the public the opportunity to be able to enjoy them. We wanted people to be able to access oysters as easily as possible, whether it's from the farms individually, many of which sell online, and you can go pick it up. We wanted to make it easy for people to go to a seafood store and actually buy oysters and take it home and shuck them themselves if they'd like. Or if you're not as adventurous as other people are, similar to myself, I want to just go to a restaurant and buy a dozen oysters and enjoy them. There's a long history of shellfish farming here in the state. These farmers are getting some of the best seed that we have available.
Well, what's important is we're working on 3-year crops. So what I do today affects me 3 years from now.
The more these oysters get touched, it forces the oyster to grow deeper rather than longer, which makes for a plumper oyster. And not only is it contributing to these wonderful flavors that we have, the more oysters we have in the water, the more it cleans our water.
And today the water is as clean as it's ever been, and that's reflected also in the fact that the oyster harvest is better than ever before.
So Connecticut's nice with all the rivers, we get little different flavors. So each shellfish company that's in these rivers, they all got little different flavors. It's hard to find these little corners. So in mapping this out, it's nice where people are able to find and enjoy the different parts of Connecticut.
This is a living and breathing map. Much like the oysters themselves, it's going to grow, it's going to change, we're going to add more locations to it.
We've been here for roughly, 28 years on this spot. We probably sell thousands of oysters a week in different varieties. Oysters, once you get used to eating, it's a nice item. Fried oysters at some of the local restaurants are out of this world. I hope the map lets people know that they could call on the phone and say, I want a dozen oysters or I want 200 oysters. Come on down to Pagano's. We're a good, happy crew, and we'd be more than happy to take care of you.
People here love the beach, they love to kayak, they love to boat, they love to fish, and they love to eat oysters.
Look, you want to spend a couple days here? Here's some fun things you can do. If you love oysters, you can follow the history of the oyster industry by following that trail.
Eat oysters.
Are you craving for a slice of suburbia? Well, how about a cornhole tournament while enjoying a beer and a burger? But we found a section of the seaport where the grass is always greener.
There is no other place like this in New York City, and I venture to say in the United States.
Welcome to the Lawn Club, the Big Apple's newest leisure headquarters.
The Lawn Club is a country club for people who don't do country clubs.
It's nearly 50,000 square feet of fun, offering guests their own lawn space, flat screen TV, endless amounts of lawn games, cocktails, and grub.
First and foremost, we are always about fun. There are times in New York where it's cold and dreary and you can't be outside, or you're in an apartment and you don't have a backyard. We're a backyard for people who don't have backyards, a place to gather with your friends, family, loved ones, coworkers, and enjoy yourselves and do all the things you would do when you are at a wedding or at the beach or at a getaway, but right here in the city.
Located in the heart of the seaport, the Lawn Club brings outside activities inside. no matter the reason or the season.
You rent those lawns and you can play any game you want.
Step inside the gorgeous getup where you're first greeted by your personal lawn concierge. They'll help you get set up and get to gaming.
Cornhole, croquet, can jam, spearsby, ladders. One of our favorites right now is lawn pong. So everyone knows beer pong. It's lawn pong with big trash cans on the lawn, which everyone loves. And we're constantly innovating and doing new games as well.
And it doesn't stop there.
Tell us where we're moving to.
Well, we're now passing the bar at the lawn club.
We had to check it out via what Tony calls the best way to venture over to it.
We are in our can cart. It will serve only cans. During the day, it will be cans of lemonade, cans of fruit punch, cans of water for a family, and we'll have some candy out of it. And then in the evenings, it is only cans. Canned spritzer, canned beer, canned wine, canned champagne.
And it's right here from this can cart that people will actually be served drinks in a can.
It's like vacation year-round, a place where the grass is always greener. Tony telling us one very important aspect of the club that we'd say they're acing.
No one is on their phone. Their phones are down. They are present and having fun and laughing and cheering each other on. And whether you are amazing at it or you're terrible at it, it doesn't matter. Everyone is there having fun.
Want to join in on the fun? You can head to news12.com to learn more. At the Seaport, I'm Jordan Kissane.
Regardless of when you want to take a road trip, driving through Litchfield County is beautiful in any season. And one of our favorite stops is a barn in Bantam, where two artists are always hard at work, ready to greet you with a warm welcome.
This small red barn in Bantam is the home of Wolf Pottery.
Being able to see the backbone or the architecture of how that material is moved is just stunning. Clay as a material is something, the clay is made of little platelets of glass, and as they slide, they hold together and stand. So it's kind of a magical material.
Wolf Pottery can be seen in museums and homes around the world, including the White House, Monticello, and the Met.
There, I just want to breathe it out at the top now. I really like putting storytelling into the pot. The ones behind me are a loving cup from Denby, England from 1690 to 1710.
Pots and paintings from centuries ago influenced much of his work.
You're not copying old pots, but if you follow the technical integrity of what it took to make it, you get something fresh. And if you breathe life into it, it becomes something.
We've always called it osmosis.
As old pots inform the new, a father inspires his son.
I've let the wheel and myself learn and go. I didn't go to school for this.
Ben Wolff has joined his father in becoming a potter. The two, most days, working side by side, with Ben taking on his own style. But what they share is an eye for detail, leaving each piece with the maker's mark, spinning with a potter's guiding hand. Guy calls it the truthful craftsman.
When you're working in a material, you want the material to be the best it can be, not what you want it to be.
An outlook on not only their art, but also in this relationship between a father and his son.
I'm doing something I love to do, and I get to do it with a person I love to do it with. You sure gonna leave that pot that way, Dad? Oh, that is too funny.
This one is for the dinosaur lover in your life. Come along with my favorite people to discover and learn about prehistoric times.
We all love Jurassic Park movies, right? Yeah. So we came to the place with the largest permanent collection of robotic dinosaurs in New York.
The Center for Science, Teaching, and Learning has over 24 amazing robotic and skeletal dinosaurs that thrust visitors into prehistoric times when these giants roamed the earth.
Are these real dinosaur bones?
That's a great question. This is a cast or a copy, When we're out on a dig, very often we only find about 10% of a dinosaur.
So how many dinosaurs had feathers like the Kykuit?
Actually, a whole branch of dinosaurs called theropods, they evolved into birds. Who knew dinosaurs had feathers?
Here you can learn about all the meat-eating dinosaurs like the Dilophosaurus. Or the vegetarian dinosaurs like the Triceratops. Of course, my favorite part is the T-Rex. Rawr!
Is it true this is the actual dinosaur from one of the Jurassic Park movies?
Yes, from the first movie, an organization we were involved with called the Dinosaur Society served as technical advisors.
The best part of this nonprofit organization is encouraging science learning and literacy in a fun way. You know what's really cool? They have more than 40 live animals that you can learn about. Some you can't even touch.
I love the bunnies. He's so soft. My favorite part is the snake Xavier. Dad, can we get a goat?
Of course not, but everyone can come visit the living and the extinct animals here at the Center for Science in Rockville Center. Welcome back to Road Trip. I'm Shannon Lanier. It's party time in Paramus, so we're off to an entertainment complex that offers the very latest in high-tech bowling.
You can eat, you can bet, you can bowl, and much more at this place. This week's road trip close to home is at Humdingers in Paramus.
Humdingers is a family entertainment center. We have Spark Bowling, 3 different arcade areas, the laser maze, extraordinary food, and a bunch of different party rooms, gathering rooms for corporate events. We also have high-end batting cages. So one of our biggest attractions that kind of separates us from anybody else is our Spark Bowling. It's an interactive bowling experience where it projects things onto the lanes, and the kids have a really great time with it. The adults do as well. There's different games they can play. It just makes bowling a little more interactive and fun than your standard just regular bowling alley.
So before we start bowling, what do we need to do?
Sure. So right over here, I'm going to show you all the different games that we have with Spark, which is the interactive stuff. So any of the ones that say Spark right here would be all the fun animation and projections that we have. So let's do Rival Rumble. One thing a lot of people don't know about us is not only do we do really amazing kids' birthday party packages, but we do adult events, company events, team builder events, and then other special events like bar mitzvahs, sweet 16s, and any milestone event you can think of, we can host here. We're definitely looking at hopefully opening up other locations, but we definitely love our home base here in Paramus, and we try to invite as many people as we possibly can. We think of it as our home, and we want to invite you guys in and have as much fun as we are.
And when you're done playing games, you can bring your card over here to the redemption counter where you can claim your prizes. You can find more information on humdingersnj.com.
The Rockefeller family has called the Hudson Valley home for 4 generations. So come take a look at their Sleepy Hollow estate.
This is the home built for John D. Rockefeller Sr., and he's the member of the family who made the huge fortune with Standard Oil. John D. Rockefeller Sr. Lived here from 1913 until his death in 1937. At that point, his son, John D. Rockefeller Jr., moved in, and today it is owned by the National Trust for Historic Preservation. Kykuit is an old Dutch word meaning from a high place. The tours start in the forecourt and then we come inside the house, and your museum educators can explain everything to you or allow you to enjoy things pretty much at your own pace. You see this lovely exterior, you see the ground floor of the house, you see the inner garden and the wonderful view from the West Terrace. There is the view of the Oceanus statue that you will enjoy when you come into the house. With our classic tour, we also see the galleries in the basement. Nelson put his collection of modern art down there. John D. Rockefeller Jr. became a very knowledgeable collector of Chinese porcelains. The house had all the modern conveniences of its day. It's meant to look, it looks really quite older than it actually is. It has an elevator going to all the floors. It had central heating, electricity. We also go up to the second floor where, if you've been here before, you're in for a treat. You see much more of John D. Rockefeller Sr.'s bedroom and Abby Aldrich Rockefeller's bedroom as well. When we go out onto the west terrace, there's the extraordinary view over the Hudson River. At its height, the family owned 4,000 acres in the area, and behind the gates now we have 300 acres filled with beautiful sculptures. The gardens were set up as a series of interesting walks. Various moods are obtained thanks to the plantings, and they're always a little bit different according to the time of the day and how the sun is shining. The gardens are also where Nelson Rockefeller put more of his collection of modern art. It is a unique place, a home of an extraordinarily important family, multi-generationally. It is beautiful.
Spidey Fest is a tradition that attracts thousands of visitors each year to Binghamton, New York. What started off as a cook-off has grown into a giant party. This is their 40th year. Enjoy hot air balloons, music, a car show, and dozens of food stands and vendors. Scan that QR code for more. Save the date and your appetite. The New Jersey Pizza Festival is Saturday, June 22nd at Monmouth Park Racetrack in Oceanport. Try the best pizza from around the state while enjoying live music. For more on this slice of heaven, scan that QR code. The New Jersey State Fair Meadowlands is back. The 17-day event is packed with stunts, rides, live music, and delicious fair food. Someone please pass me a funnel cake. And did we mention that they will even have racing pigs? How cute. The fair runs from June 20th through July 7th. For more information, just scan that QR code. Are you looking for an experience of a lifetime? Well, Airbnb has redesigned a private mansion in Westchester into a Marvel Mutant Manor. That's right, the manor is decorated in 2D animation style, just like the Disney Plus series, and you can even spend the night in Wolverine's bedroom. You know you're in for something special before you even walk through the front door.